Have you ever wondered how it is possible to grow those astonishingly large, deeply red, incredibly juicy tomatoes? It seems almost like a forgotten magic, a secret held tight by those who live closer to the earth. In a world saturated with promises of bigger yields through synthetic means, the Amish communities stand as a quiet testament to a different path. They consistently produce tomato harvests that would make any modern farmer envious, not just in size but in flavor and vitality. Their methods are not born from a laboratory but from generations of careful observation and a profound respect for the natural systems that govern growth and health. The core of their success lies in a simple yet profound philosophy: work with nature, not against it. While mainstream agriculture often views soil as a mere anchor for plant roots, a sterile medium to be fed with man-made nutrients, the Amish see it as a living, breathing entity. They understand that the health of the plant is a direct reflection of the health of the soil. Consequently, they reject the quick fixes offered by synthetic fertilizers, which can create a cycle of dependency and ultimately degrade the soil's intricate web of life. Instead of fighting against natural processes, they have mastered the art of nurturing them. Their approach is holistic, focusing on creating an environment so robust and balanced that plants cannot help but thrive. It is a system built on patience and foresight, where actions taken in the fall lay the groundwork for the abundance of the following summer. The true secret to the Amish tomato empire begins long before a seed is ever planted. It begins with the soil. They understand that to grow a superior plant, you must first build a superior foundation. The cornerstone of their soil-building strategy is composted manure. Sourced from their own livestock, this is not just raw manure but a carefully managed, well-aged compost. Over months it transforms into a dark, crumbly, nutrient-rich humus teeming with beneficial microbes. This black gold is generously worked into the garden beds, providing a slow and steady release of essential nutrients that feed the plants throughout their entire life cycle. Unlike the sudden jolt from synthetic fertilizers that can lead to weak, forced growth. Another key ingredient in their soil recipe is wood ash. Sourced from their wood-burning stoves that provide heat and cooking fuel, the ash is a valuable byproduct. It is rich in potassium and calcium, two crucial elements for strong plant cell walls and robust fruit development. Potassium is particularly vital for tomatoes. It helps regulate water movement, improves the fruit size, flavor, and color. By carefully incorporating wood ash into their soil, they recycle a resource and provide minerals that produce heavy, dense, and blemish-free fruit. The Amish also employ the wisdom of cover crops to protect and enrich their soil during the off-season. Instead of leaving their garden beds bare and exposed to the harsh winter elements, they sow crops like clover, rye, or hairy vetch in the fall. These plants act as a living blanket, preventing soil erosion from wind and rain. In the spring, the cover crops are tilled back into the earth, where they decompose and release a tremendous amount of organic matter and nitrogen. This process, often called green manure, dramatically improves soil structure, enhances its water-holding capacity, and feeds the complex web of soil life, creating a perfect seedbed for the coming tomato season. This meticulous, multifaceted approach to soil preparation is what sets the stage for greatness. They are not merely adding nutrients, they are building a living ecosystem. This vibrant soil is a world away from the compacted, lifeless dirt found in many conventional gardens. This is the patient, foundational work that makes the giant tomato possible. Once the soil has been perfected, the Amish turn their attention to the planting process itself, employing a technique that gives their tomatoes a powerful head start. They practice deep planting, a simple yet profoundly effective method. When it's time to transplant the young tomato seedlings into the garden, they dig a trench, they dig a deep hole, they lay the plant in sideways, or they bury a significant portion of the stem, leaving only the top few sets of leaves exposed. This technique takes advantage of a tomato plant's unique ability to grow roots all along its buried stem. The result is a much larger and more extensive root system from the very beginning. This expansive root network is the plant lifeline, anchoring it securely and giving the plant access to a much greater volume of soil. During dry spells, these deep roots reach moisture far below the surface, making the plants incredibly drought-resilient. To boost soil biology and feed the plants, many Amish gardeners brew compost tea. This is not store-bought, it's homemade from their own finished compost. They place a shovelful of compost into a burlap sack, steep that sack in a large bucket of water for a day or two, occasionally aerating it. The resulting tea is teeming with beneficial bacteria, fungi, and other microorganisms, and holds a host of water-soluble nutrients. The living brew is applied as a soil drench around the tomato base. The microbes colonize the root zone and form symbiotic relationships with the plant, helping unlock nutrients in the soil and protect the plant from soil-borne diseases. It's a natural probiotic for the garden, stimulating robust growth and enhancing the plant's own immune system. With their tomatoes growing strong in rich living soil, the Amish employ a sophisticated multi-layered defense system to manage pests and diseases, one that relies on ecological balance rather than chemical warfare. One of their primary strategies is companion planting. They understand that a monoculture of a single crop is an open invitation for pests. Instead, they interplant their tomatoes with a variety of other plants that naturally repel harmful insects and attract beneficial ones. Marigolds are a classic example, planted liberally among the tomatoes to deter nematodes in the soil and whiteflies in the air. Basil is another favorite companion, believed to improve the tomato flavor while repelling tomato hornworms and aphids. Crop rotation is another non-negotiable principle in the Amish garden. Planting tomatoes in the same spot year after year depletes specific nutrients and lets problems build up, like blight and wilt. To break this cycle, they practice a strict rotation. Tomatoes and close relatives, potatoes, peppers, eggplant, are kept out of the same ground for at least 3 to 4 years. This discipline disrupts pest life cycles and preserves long-term soil health and fertility. Even with the best prevention, pests sometimes appear. When they do, the Amish do not reach for a synthetic spray. Instead, they use homemade natural remedies. A common spray starts with garlic and hot peppers, blended with water and a touch of soap. That potent mix irritates and repels chewing insects and sucking insects without harming plants or helpful predators like ladybugs and lacewings. Another remedy for soft-bodied pests like aphids is a mild soap spray diluted in water. Together, these strategies create a resilient, self-regulating garden. Healthy soil and vigorous plants are the first line of defense. Companion planting confuses pests, while crop rotation prevents them from gaining a foothold, and homemade sprays provide a targeted, non-toxic backup. This integrated approach lets the Amish protect abundant tomatoes without a single drop of poison. The culmination of all this hard work and patient wisdom is the harvest itself. The tomatoes that result from these chemical-free methods are truly a sight to behold. They are not just large, they are heavy, dense, and full of substance. When you slice one open, you find a deep uniform color from skin to core with small seed cavities and thick, meaty flesh. The sheer quantity of the harvest is equally impressive. Because the plants are so healthy and the soil so fertile, they are incredibly productive, yielding basket after basket of premium fruit throughout a long growing season. The robust root systems and disease-resistant nature of the plants mean fewer losses and a more reliable yield year after year. Ultimately, the Amish secret to giant tomatoes is no secret at all. It is a lesson in the profound effectiveness of traditional ecological wisdom. It teaches us that the best defense against problems is a good offense, a healthy, vibrant, and biologically active soil. By focusing on creating this foundation, they build plants that are strong enough to defend themselves and productive enough to provide a truly spectacular harvest. Their methods remind us that farming is not an industrial process, but a biological one, and that the most advanced technology is often the one that has been perfected over centuries of careful observation and practice. The path to giant, juicy, and flavorful tomatoes is paved not with synthetic products, but with a deep respect for the living systems of the earth. These timeless methods still work wonders, and the proof is waiting in the garden.